Everything happens for your highest good. You just don't know yet what universe has in store for you. You just don't know yet what universe really has, what will change your life for the best possible scenario way beyond your dreams. Because imagine this kind of situation. You're having this big ass dream or goal, and things happen a little bit different, slightly different here and there. And then you get freaking frustrated and demotivated and like desperate to make your dream come true. But then what if you would see after 6 months or 1 year or 2 years that everything what's been happening, every single decision, every single situation in your life eventually led you to your highest good? Would you still fight with it? Would you still not trust universe? Would you still have this mindset of luck and, resilience in the like negative way? Or would you let go? Would you actually believe that everything happens for your highest good and continue navigating in your life the way it is and taking the best out of it? I guess we both know the answer for this one. Anyways, you guys, hello, it is Marta. Welcome back to my podcast and to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and of course give me some like, because you guys, I'm here every single week, Sunday, 4 p.m. CT with a new podcast, with a new episode, with a new motivation to help you become the best at dream version of yourself. I'm sharing a lot from my personal journey, not just to yap, but to actually show you how certain situations can help you, how certain experiences, you can make them your breakthrough to your actually the biggest success and happiest life rather than breakdown. So here we are, and today we're gonna speak about how universe always knows the perfect timing, how everything always makes sense from the bigger picture, and why you should never ever regret anything. Because you guys, I feel like it's so easy to have this mindset of like, regret one little decision because we see it didn't turn out exactly as we wanted. But what if you get this mindset of like, you are divinely protected and you can only make the best decisions. Like you can't make bad decision because you're literally that divinely protected by the universe, by the God, by the source, you call it. And the thing is, it is so damn true because I usually never regret anything in my life. I just have this philosophy and theory for my own life that like everything happens for the reason. Every decision I make had to or lead me to certain win or just lead me to certain lesson. But at the same time, sometimes I had those thoughts that I would be a little bit more harsh on myself and overthink my decisions and my choices and like question my own choices. While questioning your choices is never good because first of all, those are your choices. You don't have to overthink your choices. This is something you've decided for the reason. Look at it this way, sometimes we are so harsh on ourselves and we are like, why did I take this job? Or why I didn't go for this promotion? Why didn't I just like break up with this guy? He wasn't like good enough for me. But you're judging yourself. You're looking at yourself from perspective, knowledge and wisdom that you have today. Of course you're gonna be smart after fact. Of course you're gonna have all of the knowledge you need to make the best decision in the way the best, like kind of objectively. But if you look back in this moment, if you look back at yourself those 2 years ago or even a few months ago, or maybe it was even last weekend, when you're beating yourself up to the ground and you're like, you should act completely differently, what if you look at this version of yourself and give yourself some grace and understanding and love, forgiveness and acceptance and be like, hey, you literally made the best decision in the given situation with the given knowledge you have, with a given experience, with also your emotional state. Because yes, we sometimes make decisions that are kind of emotional because we are exhausted. So we just quit certain situations. But it's not about giving up. It is about giving grace to yourself of actually making choices that seem the best for you. It's not like you were quitting certain situation or you were just like giving up. No, maybe you needed pivot so it can lead you to something even better and greater. And you don't know yet what will it be. It doesn't always have to be even like purely materialistically success, or at least not immediately, but it definitely always will have to be this win and lesson and success for yourself emotionally, for your personal growth, for your personal development. That's why all of those little things that you've been doing and maybe, going back and again to the like a little bit toxic relationships or not ideal friendships or jobs that were not fully satisfying or not paying you enough. And then you'll be like looking back and seeing like, comparing yourself with other people your age or other people in certain country and like being like, why you're not where they are, why you're so way behind. You are never behind. Okay, let's cut it out here. You are never behind because you are having your own perfect timing. Universe have perfect timing for you. That's why your story doesn't make any sense if you compare it to anyone else's story. But you know what? You only see little tiny bit of everyone else's stories and you're comparing yourself to literally their spotlight moment, their biggest win, their biggest success. What they see, what they post on social media, what you see when they show up for yourself, when they are in the best mood, best day ever, what they are telling you, even if they are your friends and they gonna be vulnerable, but yet you only see certain amount. You don't see those people when they were crying themselves out to sleep because certain things didn't work out. You didn't see themselves when they were facing tons of rejections, failing, building in piling, feeling cringe, listening to criticism of their friends, family, even loved ones. You were not there. You don't know full story. You don't know full picture. So why the hell would you ever compare yourself to someone else's story? You're having your own life, your own story, your own journey, which is so beautiful. It is so extremely unique and special because it's yours. Because it's yours life and you need to follow it with this trust and understanding that even if you compare yourself to someone else's life, okay, you will never switch. Like you will never trade places. You can say you would trade places with them, but you would never. Because it's not your life. You can never be there. And if you realize it, and maybe it sounds so basic and so trivial in the way, but like when you realize it, will you still overthink the life you're living if you realize you have no freaking even possibility of changing places? It's not like, when you buy coffee or ice cream and you have vanilla and someone else has chocolate, and then after the fact, after already paying, ordering and eating your ice cream, you realize you actually wanted another taste, the one that your friend did take, the chocolate one, let's say. And then, you can go back there and you can actually buy a new ice cream and have the same freaking taste as your friend has because you realize it's what you want. But looking at someone else's life, you can't just like tell them, hey, can we just like switch? No, you can't. You live your life forever. That's it. Unless you believe in, more lives in one lifetime. But anyway, it's not the point. The point is now, right now, this is the given life that you have. So you can stay in this victim mode or you can blame circumstances and you can be like, things are not perfect or things are not as you want them to be, or you can freaking become owner of your life. Sit in the damn driver's seat of your own life and just drive this life. Just like drive to your goals, to your dreams without comparing yourself to everyone else. Because you were making the best choices you could. That's it. Period. In your own circumstances, in your story, in your journey, you've been doing the absolutely best decisions you possibly could. And it's again not about making excuses that it's like, oh, that's why I'm far behind, that's why I can just kind of chill, relax and whatever. You can accept, because acceptance and forgiveness to yourself is literally necessary to move forward. Like you can't achieve any more without accepting yourself, without accepting your previous stories and your journey. And it's so damn hard because sometimes when you look back in your life, you just hate certain choices you've been making. You just literally can't make peace with this past version of yourself and you feel like you're no more her, it's no more like who you are, how you act. It might be the case. It's completely okay if you're no more them because you have to let go fully your old identity in order to become the new version of yourself. But you can't hate the old self. Because however we say your old version of yourself kind of dies before you jump into new identity, new version of yourself, new chapter, it is still the part of you who used to be you. If you hate it, you kind of put this hate, this bad energy of yourself right now. It's the same that like those kind of emotions that we give to others and this energy kind of come back to you like a boomerang. That's why gossiping, that's why hating on others is not good, because you're hating on yourself at the end of the day. It is so simple if it comes to gossiping and being bad kind of friend or however we call it. But why is it so hard to understand that the same happens if you speak poorly about yourself, if you hate on yourself, not just on others? You just can't hate on yourself. Just stop it. Just please stop it. Be gentle for yourself. Understand that you are doing your freaking best. And also with your self-love, if you try to self-love yourself even more, if you try to put now higher standards to your relationships, to your career, to decisions, to choices you make every single day, to your daily routine, how you show up, how you look, how you speak, everything, you need to understand that this old version of yourself, if anything, she only needed more love. She only needed more compassion and love and understanding. That's probably why she was making such a bad choices. Because if you look at other people, just to, give you an example of understanding better, if you look at them and if you see someone treating themselves a little bit poorly, going for less than they deserve, we usually tend to say, oh, they just don't know their value. Like, this girl, she just doesn't know their value. Exactly, because she doesn't love herself enough. And we want those people to love themselves enough, but you also want to love yourself enough. That's why when you look at your past, in your, let's say, mistakes or whatever, this is actually what happened. You just didn't know you deserved more. You just didn't know how to give yourself this love. So you gave yourself this mediocre love in like not enough relationships, friendships, or whatever. Because you just didn't know how to go for what's right for you. But that's okay. But that's okay because now you know what you want. And now from the bigger picture, you can understand and forgive yourself and be like, hey, that's okay. I made certain choices, I made certain decisions, but it would never lead me to self-love that I am today. That's just impossible. From the storytelling perspective, literally the same thing happened to me if it comes to my dating life. I remember this moment, it was last summer, or probably like even 1 year ago summer actually. I remember when I went for this energy therapy kind of session because I felt like I just, wanted to fully heal. I'm definitely big on like, forgiving yourself, but also healing everything. Like I just truly believe you can't overcome certain patterns before you heal yourself. Like that's the thing. You literally can't just like move forward in your life until you kind of like break certain patterns and cut those bad habits and cut what's been repetitive, maybe in your family, maybe it's what you've been observing with your, parents or like your friends or like your grandfathers who you might fully and truly love, but like you see that maybe they've been suspending their emotions. Maybe they had hard time to speak out loud how they feel. And it's so bad not only for your mental health and obviously your spirituality, but it's even dangerous for your physical health. Because those suppressed emotions stay in your body and then like you might get sick here and there all the time. And you're wondering why. It's the weather or whatever. But like it is actually very often because you suppress your emotions. And then your nervous system kind of lowers your all of the body because you were not able to speak for yourself. This is so dangerous. And we feel like speaking up for yourself, it's only about being confident or being only about, extrovert or certain way. But first of all, why the hell wouldn't you be confident? You have everything it takes to be confident. You are such an amazing person. You're such an amazing soul. You have so great values. You deserve to be confident. Being shy, I'm sorry to break it down for you, but being shy is only about not believing in yourself. It's not about your personality. It's not about who you are. What if being shy is because this one moment in your childhood, you might not even remember it, someone told you to shut the F up and stay in your line? That's the same thing that happened to me. Even though I consider myself as extremely confident and very extrovert person, it happened to me. It was so hard to come to those patterns and actually understand those moments in my life, in my childhood, when I've been said to kind of like, don't do those things, don't speak out loud my truth and how I feel. And rather than, speak about my emotions, comfort everyone else, and be the so called people pleaser, because that's exactly what you do when you surrender your emotion to please everyone else in your environment. And you need to break those cycles. You just need to break those patterns, because other than that, it's impossible to move on with your life. It's impossible because you're gonna stay in those same behaviors. And it's so extremely hard to break those patterns. And I would say even step further, it's almost impossible sometimes to do it by your own. You can listen to those right podcasts and YouTube videos, and you can definitely read self-help and surround yourself with right friends and do your meditation or maybe yoga, mirror work, do the EFT tapping and all of those things. But I highly and truly actually believe that you might also need to do something step further. Maybe consider going for this therapy you've been procrastinating for forever. Maybe consider doing the breath work and having the holistic health coach that will help you reconnect with yourself fully. Maybe going for this energy therapy kind of session. All of those things are things I've done in my life for myself. And I can tell you guys, they truly changed my life. They helped me heal patterns I didn't even know I had. They helped me reconnect with myself with a level I didn't even know was possible. And they helped me what's extremely important to actually reach my full potential. And I'm still reaching it. I'm still on my journey. I'm still going for it. But now at least I don't see those limits. I know it's the goal and that's it. There is no plan B. That's such a beautiful thing. And then we think it's confidence. It's because one is born confident or more extrovert to speak their truth, to stand up for themselves, to follow their dreams. It takes freaking hard work to be confident. And it's not how people think that confidence just comes from doing things and hustling yourself to the ground and working and then you become confident. No, it also comes from healing, from reconnecting and appreciating and understanding, accepting basically your shadow as well. Doing your shadow work, doing what's not pleasant. It's not only discipline and go, go, go. Yeah, masculine energy is also important, but you need to balance it with feminine. If you won't heal what's inside, you won't be able to build from outside. You won't be able to build your confidence from hustling yourself and working yourself to the ground if you still can accept yourself inside the way you are. You guys, make sure to follow, subscribe, follow also on socials, which is Hello, It is Marta, TikTok and IG, so we can connect for more daily talks because I post there every single day. And I see you in the next one. Bye.